All right, guys. So previously we did this code. Simply, we just go in here and we just add our devices, and we was able to drive our robot, right? So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do more than that. So let walk through this first. One more thing is when we drive this. When we drive this robot, and especially it's on the table, it's running too fast for me, and I fear that it's gonna, get off the table. So when you have an issue with the speed, you want it to, slow down, or you want to increase the speed, you can go in here, and in the when started, you can just go to your drivetrain and you can set the velocity. So for example, I want the drive to be 10%. So it slow it down. You can do that. You can download it. Um, Something going on with my brain that is need to cycle. So let's see if I can retry it one more time. All right, I'm gonna unplug and plug it back in, I guess. And you will see this problem in the future. So I'm glad that it's happened to me right now. So maybe later it can happen to you. You know what to do to fix it. So um, I'm gonna recycle this off. I'm gonna turn this off. To turn this off, you have to hold the button for a few seconds. But when you need to turn it on, all you have to do is just press this like 1 second. It will turn back on, right? I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can reconnect that now to my computer. All right, and then see if I can download it. Hopefully, it doesn't give me any issue, but it did just now. So I'm gonna unplug my batteries just in case, and put it back, turn it back on, and then plug it in. So this are how to problem solve your things later on if it's ever happened. All right, let's see. We got that. Let's hope we can download this time cross. Yep, there we go. So that is downloaded, and now we want to see it, if it go. All right, it still go a little fast there for the drive, but um, we can also set all the stuff to be slower. All right, so that is how you can make it go a bit slower. All right, let's go ahead and get in here and go to your control. We're going to continue with coding. So instead of doing the code this way, we can do some things. I'm going to go ahead and turn off this tool right now, and we're going to go ahead and do it this way. So when you work with code, and I want you guys to always use the competition template. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into event. I'm going to take out the when driver control. And then later on, if you have autonomous, you can take out when autonomous. But right now, we're just going to do this. All right. And whenever you work with the driver control, we always look for the forever loop. All right. The reason for this is if you don't have this, let's say you press a button to do something, it it done it, and then it will not do it again because it doesn't know that you want it to do more than once. So it did the job and then it's finished. So you want this forever loop. All right. I'm also going to go ahead and look for the while loop. So I'm going to do two of them. So while one button is pressed, something happened. When another button is pressed, it's going to do something else. I'm going to go to work with the arm first. So I'm going to go ahead and let's look at the I can do let's go to where I am right now. Let's go to motion first. uh, I want the arm to spin forward, and I also want the arm to spin backwards, right? go in reverse. So I can change this to reverse. Now, but why what happened? So I want L1 and L2 for my button. So while L1 is pressed, I want it to go forward. While L2 is pressed, I want it to go to reverse. So it's going back down, right? So let's go to the drivetrain here. I want to go to my controller. Where is my controller? All right. I'm sorry. Let's go to sensing. Sensing is where I go to grab my controller. All right. So when my controller, instead of up, I can drop down to find L1. And then I can copy this, duplicate it, and then I can bring this down. To duplicate, you right click on your mouse. All right. So when L1 is pressed, I want the arm to spin forward. When L2 is pressed, I want the arm to spin reverse. Now, if I do that, however, when I press whatever last button that I press, it's gonna keep doing it. So when it's go up, when it's go forward, meaning it's going up for the arm, it keep going up, and it keep trying to stay up, and then that's gonna hurt the motor and then kill the battery. Whatever the last button you press, that will be keep going because we are now in this forever loop. So what we're gonna do is we need to go to motion and tell it to stop, right? So we need to tell the arm to stop, and then this right here, we can download that and see what happened. Hopefully there's no error. Good. All right, the code that I'm using right now, I name it driver control 1, and I put that in slot number 2. So when I hit on my programs, you can see now I have 2 programs. One is the drivetrain code 1, which was last video, and then if I hit the arrow, you can see that I have driver control 1, which is this one. All right, I'm gonna do it and see. This is L1. You can see that is stopped right there, and I let go of that. All right, if I go to L1, it's going up. L2 is coming down, right? And then when I let go, it stopped, right? All right, the arm is really heavy right now, so when I let go, it's actually coming down. So I need to change out the gear for the arm later on. This is a problem for the build, not the code. All right, so with this same thing, I want to also gonna go ahead and do the exact same for the claw. Instead of like go in there and write the code, copy everything over, I'm gonna go ahead and just duplicate this. So I'm gonna go right click on this and duplicate. So I duplicate this whole thing. I'm gonna put it underneath that right there. All right. So now that's was the arm stop. So I'm gonna go to my common. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and separate this a little bit with my common. So I'm gonna go ahead right here and I said claw. This way, or you can write a whole statement of the code below is for the claw or to open and close. Claw open and close. How's that? All right. And of course, you can have the same. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want this to be copied. I can also put this up here, right here, and say arm up and down. That way I know where my codes are, so I can go in and, work on it. So I'm going to go ahead and change L1 to R1. And instead of arm, I'm going to select claw. All right. And then I need this to be R2. All right, let me see if I can select that. I need R2. And then I need the claw to stop. All right, so that is the code that you have there for your arm and claw. I'm going to go ahead and download that. And then I'm going to use my remote. Start my program again. Driver control 1. Run it. And then here's my claw. All right. You can see that I have that up. And I can have that open and close. Open and close.